Hi, team. I'm Fitz Kohler, your race announcer and host of the Detroit Free Press Marathon Show. Welcome. We are so excited to see everyone this weekend. The big event that we've been waiting for a very long time is finally here. And I am absolutely pumped because this is my first time being on the microphone, being the ringleader of the fun for race weekend. So I'm ecstatic. A couple of things is please use the comment section wherever you are. This show is about you, about giving you the information you need. So use a comment section. Look here, Katie Stefaniak from Bay City, Michigan. She's already saying hi. She knows how this is done. So wherever you are, just pipe in the comment section. If you have a question and I feel like it'll be relevant later in the show, I may delay bringing up your question until we get to that topic. We're kind of going to go in order, and we're excited. So wherever you are, use that comment section right now to tell us what races you're running this weekend. Oh, and again, look here, Caitlin Thrasher, first time half marathon. Stoked that you've decided to do it with us, and let us know where you're from, what races you're running, where you're from. And now I'm going to bring in the star of the show, the woman who's been working her tail off for 365 days plus to make this weekend fantastic. Our race director, Barbara Bennett. Hey, Barbara.
Hey, how are you? I'm excited. Not as excited as Fitz because I'm very, very busy. But my God, Fitz, your excitement and your enthusiasm makes me so pumped, as you would say.
I'm so happy. Well, you know what? You've built something worth being excited about. Your race weekend is iconic, and it's something I've wanted to announce for a very long time. So I'm so happy you finally invited me to do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a pause here because we have a bazillion comments coming in, and I want you to get to see your runners. So here they are. We got Wendy Stenson from Naperville, Illinois.
Nice.
Mike from Northville. Oh, we're going to get to your question after. I promise, Ashley. Britt Forker running the marathon. Patty McDonald, domestic half. Oh, she's so smart. She brought it in. Hello, Stephanie. I'm excited to be here. She's going to be one of our start line volunteers. Jennifer Jones, New Baltimore, Michigan, international full. First marathon in her hometown, Julie McLean. Wendy Stenson, half. Katie Hall, second time full marathons. Hey, listen, we'll talk about this later, but things that should make you nervous are like cancer and war. This is going to have a walk or a run with a bunch of cool people. Nerves are not necessary here. We've got Palm Gardens, Florida.
Nice.
Fellow Sunshine Stater. And that's where I'm from, not Palm Gardens. I'm a Gainesville Floridian. So hello to all the other Floridians. A half marathon from Essex, Ontario. First half. God, you have a lot of first timers.
A lot of first timers.
Good choices. Paulette, Lansing.
Go green.
That's right. Go white, right? I know the cheers. 8th half marathon. First leg. Oh, okay. So a relay runner. We're going to talk about the relay. Oh, to run to Canada. Okay. We've got all the Floridians. You know what, Barbara? I might cancel my flights and carpool with these people.
I absolutely, you should.
Yeah. Holy mackerel, they keep coming. Okay, so hello. Let's. They just keep coming. We have everybody a part of the show. You guys, I'm going to keep these comments coming, but we're going to start the conversation now. So I'm going to start things off by encouraging everybody to read that banner below, download our app. Now, while we're talking, get on the phone, download the app. It's free, and it has your race schedule of events. It has sponsors. It has frequently asked questions, everything you need to know. There's also a really thorough website, freepmarathon.org. Is it org?
It's freepmarathon.com.
Freepmarathon.com.
Yep.
But see her right there? She's not going to sleep until Monday. And maybe not even until Tuesday. So what happens, and I know this because I announce races all over the country, and I know all the best race directors. What happens is the wonderful athletes, they come up with a question, and instead of looking it up, they email the race director. And so instead of putting out the fires and doing the must-do things, she feels guilty that you've reached out and she has to answer. And Barbara's actually a little short-staffed, so please use the app, use the website, be a little what do we call that? Resourceful, and let her do the job that needs to be done. If it's a crisis, I'm sure she's eager to jump in and help. But does
Yes.
that all make sense, Barbara?
It makes total sense to me. The app can be found in your app store if you search Detroit Marathon or Detroit Free Press Marathon. So wealth of information there. And of course, freakmarathon.com. Yes, lots of information that you guys all seem to ask, like, where's the map? Where's the course? All on the website.
And then we're also going to talk about it all tonight. So,
Yes.
so you can actually replay the show after it's over. If you've really enjoyed our conversation, you can go and hit replay as many times as you want, and we will restate these answers. Yes. Okay. All right, Barbara. So I want to start on Friday at the start. Where is the expo? What time does it start?
Okay, the expo is at the Huntington Place, which is formerly known as Cobo Center. If you're from Michigan, you'll always know it as Cobo. It's kind of like our Pine Knob of our amphitheater out in Clarkston, but it's at Huntington Place. It starts at 1 p.m. and everyone has to come there to pick up their their race packet, meet with the 80 some vendors that are there waiting for you to come in, shop, and have fun.
Now, what kind of vendors do we have? Give us a little taste.
So we have our official merchandise partner, which is Running Lab and New Balance. They have a plethora of cool gear that they're going to give out, or not give out. You have to buy it. Anything from nutrition. Sponsors are there. Henry Ford Health, Absolpure. Everybody's wondering about how they carry their passports. Spy Belt will be there with a little pouch that you can carry. We have a lot of vendors that are waiting to see you and ask questions and answer questions.
I love it. And so two things is Ashley, first question, the app name, just search Detroit Free Press Marathon.
Or Detroit Marathon. It will come up.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
And then, you have a bunch of great vendors. Your official merchandise is fantastic. If you use the app, you can see the official gear. If you go on the website, you can see the gear. And Ruse Sport is going to be there with their little magnet clips. If you don't like wearing a belt, I love Ruse Sport. And then also, I want the Sherpa jacket because I've invested in super warmers. So this is what you're flirting on right now. This is what I do in the fall and winter. But you've got some nice gear, Barbara.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We love our Running Lab sponsor, and New Balance has been with us for, 15 years. And we love what the product that they put out. Exciting stuff.
Yeah. So you said it, but let's re-say it. Does everyone need to come to the expo, or can they have a friend go to the expo for packet pickup? How does that work?
Excellent question. So our race is unique. We run across the border twice, once into Canada and back into the U.S. Everybody who runs an international race has to pick up their bib and packet themselves. They cannot have a friend or family. It's unique because you have to meet with a border agent, show your passport, enhanced ID, anything that gets you across the border. If you are running a domestic race, you can have a friend or family member pick it up. And our domestics are the U.S. only half, the 5K, the 1 mile, the kids run, and our Temptation Challenge. But all international runners need to pick up their packet on their own. It's unique, it's different, but that's what makes us fun.
Well, I was just going to say, I could see someone saying, oh, I have to go and blah, blah, blah. Well, this is not a burden. This is the fun details involved in an international race that, you know what, it's not happening at the Long Beach Marathon or Fargo Marathon. We're not going anywhere but America, which I love America, but getting to go to Canada on race day is pretty awesome. So if that's you, this is what you signed up for. And you'll be able to tell cool stories about all the intricacies of preparing to run into another country on race day.
Yep. Fitz, we're the only marathon, or actually road race, that crosses international borders twice. So start in the U.S., go to Canada, and then come back to the U.S. Very, very unique, very fun, very complicated, but we love it.
And then, so you go, and I'm a newbie here, right? So I have questions like everybody else. You go to Canada over the bridge, and then you come back through a tunnel?
Yes. So you start in Detroit, and about mile 2, you go across the Ambassador Bridge into Canada. And then about mile 6, mile 7, you come through the Detroit Windsor Tunnel to get back into the United States at about mile 8.
And then the tunnel, it's a tunnel the whole way? How long is the tunnel?
It's 1 mile. It's road racing's only underwater mile. So it's a mile under the water. It's very cool. People love it or hate it. We think it's the most unique thing we have to offer. Of course, the bridge and watching the sunrise, that's cool too.
That, what's so funny is because I see there could be some people out that are terrified of bridges and then the tunnel, but this is a good opportunity to be fearless, right? And go.
And that's why we offer a U.S. only half marathon for those people that may be afraid of heights and may be afraid of enclosed tunnels, let's say. So yeah,
tunnels. That's really, it's awesome, and I get to see some pretty cool things. I always talk about Big Sur Marathon. They've the views, but they don't have Canada, and they don't have underwater mile tunnel. It's exciting. So congratulations to everybody who made it in. And then is registration? I know it's closed online. Can people register for anything at the expo?
The international races close. That gives us enough time for the border agencies to vet and screen the runners in case there's any problems that they cannot cross the borders. The domestic races are open. Like I said, the US half, the 5K, the 1 mile, but we're getting very, very close to being sold out. And people say, why do you sell out? Well, we have to order our shirts and medals way in advance. And so we don't want to leave anybody disappointed if they don't get a medal or a shirt. So we have to kind of like slow it down and maybe a sellout, but we're very, very close. And that can only be done at the expo if you want to register for those domestic races.
And that's the 1 mile, the 5K, the kids, and that US half.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And then so the expo parking. Tell me about parking.
Okay. So yeah, downtown Detroit, as any metropolitan city, has their parking funness, right? So at Huntington Place, which is where our expo is, there's a rooftop parking. There is below ground parking, and there's all kinds of parking all around the area.
Okay.
We have a people mover, which is an above ground rail. If you park like in Greektown area, you can catch the people mover. It dumps you right out at Huntington Place. We have a queue line that kind of goes down our main dragway of Woodward. You can catch that anywhere on Woodward and it takes you right down kind of to Huntington Place. So lots of parking. Take your time, have fun, visit Detroit, take a scooter. We have those scooters everywhere. Take a scooter anywhere you want, but plan your day around it and make sure you look for your parking. Spot Hero, Park Whiz, all those apps will help you find a parking spot.
Yeah, and you have you definitely have good advice on the app and on the website. And what as you're talking, what I'm thinking is so cute is someone from a town like me. So I'm well traveled, but going to Detroit and getting on a people mover is very different than a lot of places in this country or and beyond. So it's a cool adventure, Detroit.
And it's very cool. And both the Q line, which is our monorail, I think that's what they call it, on street, and our people mover, which is above, are free.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the people mover, this is kind of unique too. The people mover does not run on Sundays, but they've agreed to open up on Sunday morning for us at 5 a.m. until 2 p.m. so that people that are hoteling at the Renaissance Center or want to park at Greektown can get on that people mover, take them to the start, and then, from the finish, get on the people mover again and take them where they need to go. We thank the people mover for opening up for us.
Well, that's awesome. And the reality is you're bringing so much success to Detroit that it makes really good sense for your partners to work with you. It's the bed tax and the hotels fill up and the restaurants fill up. And, Detroit is bustling because 19,000 runners this weekend.
Yes. In all our races, both Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. We're excited. We've gone through a couple of years of, We're getting back there as the running industry, moves forward. We're all getting back to our normal numbers, and we just are so excited about this year's race and the numbers and the enthusiasm and getting back to being international.
Yeah, we're going to have so much fun. So I just had a question. We talked about going to bib pickup, but when they get their bibs, and sometimes I like to talk directly to the person who's never run a race before they pick this one. What are they going to get when they pick up their bib?
Oh boy. Okay. They're going to get their gear check bag, which is a clear plastic bag, which when they check their gear, and maybe we'll get to that, that's what they need to do to check their gear. So in that bag is going to be their shirt, a distance sticker, a 26.2, a 13.1, a relay, 5K, the distance that they're running, a couple other sponsor goodies in there, a race wrap, which, the race wrap, a buff that we call it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep. Safety pins. What else? I think that's it. So some sponsor items, a race wrap, their pins, their shirt. Yeah.
And so a couple things. Race bibs go on the front of your shirt. Front, everybody, not your back, not your side. Put them on the front. That's for a couple reasons. A, so our course officials know you belong on our course. Our course is a restricted area. It is a secure space. In the start line, we only want our registered runners and our race officials. Same thing at the finish line. We do. We know you want to celebrate with your family. Their job is to celebrate you from the sidelines. If you have children, this is how you teach them to celebrate other people. Only you will be invited into our finish line. We will have security, and your race bib means you belong there. So no grandpas, babies, boyfriends, brothers, only registered runners in the start and the finish line. And then the other reason you want to have your race bib on the front is because we're going to be taking your picture. It's N-Motive photography, correct?
Correct.
And all race photography is free, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, which is huge. So you want that race bib on the front so you'll be able to find your photos. Now, I do believe they have facial technology where you can upload a selfie. But trust me, I announce a ton of races for them. And on occasion, they get me on the side and those pictures don't show up. So if you have your race bib on the front of your person, on the outside of your outside layer, you'll get all your cool pictures.
And for those that are running international, you must have that bib visible. Don't put a pullover over it. Have that bib visible. It'll help you get across the borders easily. So that's very, very important. And don't wear a Ghostbusters costume to go across the borders. That's a no-no.
Okay. So like dial it back if you're an international runner.
Yes.
Okay. However, the domestic folks, game on. Game on. As fun as you want.
Yes.
I love wacky costumes. So, okay, I'm looking. All right. And apparently the athlete shirt is a really cool long black sleeve shirt, as Kate said.
It is. It's a tech shirt with a cool design on the back. It has a star and a maple leaf with a little kind of bridge going around it. It's very cool. Long sleeve tech. Yes, we love it. We have really unique shirts. We don't fill them up with any sponsor logos. I love my sponsors, but it's not part of the sponsor package. So it's a very clean, unique, nice shirt that doesn't have logo soup on it.
Well, that goes a long way. I mean, I know people who show up at events. They'll travel across the country because of the best shirt or the greatest bag. So thank you.
Can I talk about the medal for a moment?
Oh, please talk about the medal. Do you have a medal?
Award winning.
Okay.
You see, this is our marathon medal.
Beautiful.
It's huge. It's big. Every medal's the same, but a little bit smaller depending on the distance. It's pretty heavy, pretty hefty. Has the ribbon that is a Canadian flag and a Canadian maple leaf and a U.S. So very nice. We've won many awards for these medals, and be proud when you get it and show it off on Medal Monday.
Oh, that's beautiful. It looks heavy too.
It is heavy. It is very heavy.
Yeah. And I always say you need to wear your medal to work the next week or to school, whichever you attend. And just keep wearing it until people ask you to stop.
Good point.
Now, if they're doing a challenge, how many medals will they walk away with?
So we have 3 challenges. We have the Supreme, and you'll get the gist of this because it is Motown themed.
Yeah.
The Supreme is the full marathon, the 5K, and the 1 mile.
Okay.
The Wonder is the half marathon, international half marathon, 5K, 1 mile. And then the Temptation is the 1 mile and 5K. So let's say the Supreme, you're going to get all 3 medals.
Wow.
1 shirt, which is your longest distance. So it'd be the full marathon. And then we're giving out a full zip jacket for the challenges.
Nice. And that's any of the challenges.
Any of the challenges. So if you're doing the Temptation, which is a 5K, 1 mile, 2 medals, the 5K shirt, and a jacket.
Wow. That's really nice. And then are there still challenge registration spots available?
For the Supreme and Wonder, which are both international, no, we closed that registration in August.
Okay.
The Temptation, which is the 5K and 1 mile, is getting very close to being sold out. Registration is only happening at the expo on Friday for that because the races are on Saturday for the 1 mile and 5K.
Okay. So if you want to do that, if you want the jacket, get there Friday.
Run.
Get there early. And then for those running Saturday morning, I thought I saw that we do have packet pickup at 7 a.m. for the 5K and the 1 mile. Yes,
we do. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So if you didn't pick up your packet on Friday at the expo, we bring everything to the start line of the 5K and one of the Saturday races, and you can pick up your packet there.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I think we should jump to Saturday. I feel like we've done a lot on Friday. And again, folks, I've got a bazillion questions here, which I love, love, love. We will get to them. But there's kind of a flow. I want to keep things moving along. So 7 a.m. packet pickup. Now, our competitive 1 mile race starts at 8:30 and our 5K starts at 8:50. My most important bit of advice for the folks taking part in our Saturday morning events is show up early. Do not wait. If you're starting at 8:30 for the 1 mile, don't think you're going to park your car at 8:15 and make it. You won't. It's a big city. You're likely going to have to park elsewhere, mosey over. Do we have gear check for Saturday races?
Yes. Yep, we do.
That's huge. Yeah. So plan some extra time. And here's the other thing is race morning. The reason you're participating with us is because you want to be a part of our race weekend. You can go walk or run a 3.1 mile, anything, any day of the week with permission. Be a part of our experience. I'll be on the microphone. We have great music playing. There's so many cool people roaming around. The start line is the only time in the entire race where we are all together. And I think it's a really fun time, a great opportunity to make friends, etc. So show up early. And, Barbara, there's always that person. I yell go. And then 15 minutes later, someone's running, attaching their bib. And sorry, I slept in or whatever. So plan ahead.
Plan ahead. Know where you're going. Look at the maps, know where you're going, know where you're going to park. Look at road closures, look at freeway closures, not because of the marathon, because we're fixing the roads in Michigan. So there are some, construction going on our roads, but have a plan for any of the races, Saturday or Sunday. Have a plan before you go.
Yeah, and get there early. And who wants the panic of running late? And I got to give you credit because your races kind of start late. I stand and yell go at 5:30 a lot of times. 7 a.m. start for the full.
Yeah,
it's almost unheard of. 8:30 for the 1 mile is really generous as well. So it's race weekend. Plan to just set your alarm, wake up, and I'm done wagging my finger. Okay. Okay, so 8:30, 1 mile race. What do people need to know about that?
It's fast. It's a boom. Our maps are on our website. It's, a lot of the 1 milers are part of the Temptation, Wonder, and Supreme challenges. We have very few people just doing the 1 mile on their own. Not very
Okay.
few, maybe 100, but most of them are running, one of the challenges. So I think there are about 700 people in the 1 mile.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's fast, it's quick, you're done, you get your medal, and then we move on to the 5K.
Now, it's competitive, and there's prizes for the 1 miler, but also if you want to come and walk, you got a bad back or whatever it is, can people walk?
They can walk. They can walk. But remember, our 5K starts 20 minutes later. It's not like you're going to impede with them. You just move to the side of the road. It's a different course than the 1 mile, but the 5K does take part of the 1 mile course. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. We love our walkers. We're very walker friendly, and we just love anybody getting out and doing their fitness.
That's right. Your fitness. Thank you
Your
very much,
fitness.
Barbara. Fitness, you get out and move. So the 1 mile. So come on back. We're starting, the 5K starts in the same exact place that the 1 mile starts.
Yes.
And we'll do more hoopla fun for that. I'll yell go, and then you'll have a different course, which will end in the same place the 1 mile ends, and you'll collect. So let me back up. If they earn a medal for the 1 mile and then they go back to do the 5K, do they run with their 1 mile medal, or how should they manage that?
Yeah. They can choose to pick up their medal afterwards.
Okay.
After they run, or if the family member and they hold it. Yeah, it all works. It all works.
Okay.
And then they get a temptation. Oh, I forgot about the medals.
Okay.
So not only do they get their 1 mile and 5K, they get a special challenge medal. So it's like a spinning record.
So cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So they all get that on their challenges, the cool record player type of medal.
Oh, and that's a place you can only get in Detroit, Motown.
Motown.
Motor City. Okie dokie. So we got a good question I can throw in here. Belts, water bottle belts are acceptable, but not vests. Is that true?
Correct. For our international races.
Okay.
The borders get picky about hydration vests and a lot of water. It's just like when you go on a plane and you can't bring a open water bottle. They just kind of get picky on that. So a belt is good. Small water bottles. We have 28 stations or fluid stations along the course. You're not going to go thirsty. I know people like their own stuff, but if you risk doing a hydration vest, it could be taken away and not given back. So I just caution, don't do it. If you can't do it, don't do it. Right? If you can do it without, don't bring it.
Yeah, that and that's really smart. And that's just one of the burdens of doing something so cool like running an international race. And sure, we're going to Canada, and Canada is super friendly. But imagine if we were crossing into a different country. They might have even stricter rules or simply not allow this to happen. So use your fanny pack.
Yes. You can carry water,
but
just not anything that's on a vest that looks suspicious, maybe is the word.
Yeah, suspicious.
Yes.
Although none of our athletes are suspicious at all.
Never, unless you wear a Ghostbusters costume.
That's right. Totally. I do appreciate a big banana, so feel free to come as a big banana. All right, so 1 mile, they run the 5K. Do we have any extra guidance for our 5K athletes?
Same thing. Get there early. Know where you're going to park. Know what you're going to do. If you're going to do gear check, get there early to do gear check. If you have to pick up your number or your bib, get there early so you're not waiting in line and you're ready to go when Fitz says on your mark, get set, go.
Oh, it's runners, set, go.
Oh, that's why I'm having you come here. So I know your lingo.
That's right. It's very, very specific, Barbara. Hey, speaking of suspicious, this guy right here, Steve Fleck. He's also a great race announcer.
I know Steve Fleck. Yeah.
Decent man. He's running for office. He's going to be a politician now, which is very exciting for all Canadians. I'm certain. Okay. So 5K, 1 mile, folks, get there early. If you're picking up your bib, race morning, 7 a.m. is your call time. get there. And I promise we'll have fun between then and go time. And then at 10 a.m., 10 a.m., possibly the most exciting event of the weekend is the kids run.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun. It's the ages are 6 to 12, I believe, 6 to 12, and they're just so cute. Their introduction to racing. A couple years ago, we had a little girl win, which was, exciting, right?
Yeah.
She beat all the boys, and I'm not being prejudiced against
No.
boys versus girls, but it was so cute to see. They're just adorable, and just love that race. Like, parents can run with the kids; they don't have to register; they can run. It's less than a mile. It's very, very cute. It's probably the most heartwarming thing that I see all weekend long is those kids just enjoying themselves and getting that medal, and the volunteers putting that medal on their neck. It's very cute. So,
yeah. Well, you know what? It's no matter how much silly fun I try to make the start line of the races and encourage big celebrations, they take it so serious.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Buckled over and raring to go. But do we still have room in our kids' races if parents want to register?
We do. We do. Registration would be at the expo again.
Okay.
We do not have on-site registration for any of our events, but everything's at the expo. And even if you want your child to run in the Kids Fun Run, come to the expo. I think you're going to enjoy it. There's so much that goes into it. So much picture opportunities, photo ops, step and repeats, just a lot of funness at the expo.
So here's a great example of that. So Sean Matlock, he's one of my California runners, one of the greatest guys on planet Earth, and he travels to races all over the country. He's every weekend this guy is running races, but he reached out to ask me when I was coming in, and I'll get there Friday morning. He said, well, I'm coming in on Thursday so I can have the full day of the expo on Friday. So
excellent.
Yeah, he's a guy who gets it. He's a guy who gets it. Folks, if you're traveling in or you live locally and you have kids, this is, it's a Saturday morning of fun. But this is also the way you set children up for a lifetime of athletic adventure and healthy habits. So if it seems like a pain in the can or it doesn't matter, you're wrong. It matters, and we'll have a great time, and they will be so proud. And then hopefully they'll continue to want to do other local events throughout the year and join you when you travel. So says me. Okay, so we've gone through the morning events on Saturday, Expo again from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Correct.
So tell me, what happens if someone says, oh, my flight is late and I'm not getting to Detroit until 7 p.m. on Saturday and I'm running the marathon?
Yeah, that's a tough one because everybody has to really meet with a border agent. Okay. And that's the challenging part about our race is that we feel very privileged to be able to run across the border there and back. Unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do about that.
Yeah.
And it makes it tough for us, and people can't make it, but we can't jeopardize our relationship with the border agencies to allow anything special. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. Just I wanted to clarify that because I'm sure somebody out there has a flight that's going to land at 4:45 and their plan is to Uber right over. So do whatever you can, folks, to get there on time. We really want you to line up and make it through that bridge, right?
And tunnel.
Well, you got to go through the bridge
first. Yes.
That's right. If you can't come back to the States, we're going to have a totally different type of conversation with you. Okay. So we've got a great question from Lori Mackerel. What exactly is Gear Check?
Very good. Very good, Lori. So Gear Check is where you want to store your after running clothes. So maybe some socks that are dry, sweat pants or running gear that's dry. If it rains, you're going to get wet. If it's warm, you're going to be sweaty. So pack after running clothes. So you pack your clothes in the morning. When you come back from the race, you go to Gear Check, pick them back up, and it's nice, warm, clean, dry clothes. Don't pack anything valuable. No phones, no keys, no wallets. because we transport and move bags around. So things could get jostled around. But yep, that's what Gear Check is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great place to stash your stuff while you run the race.
Yep.
All right. Agatha Smith, Barbara went over parking instructions towards the beginning of the show. You can always go back and watch on replay. On the app, there are very specific parking instructions. Everyone should download the app right now. And on the website, there's also parking instructions. But virtually, there's lots of parking garages. And then you can take the people mover and other things into town.
Yeah.
So use those resources.
Yeah, there's a great in our FAQs that's like, how do I get downtown? We did like, if you're coming from the north, from the west, from the east, areas that you want to park in that is not within the course. So there's great apps. There you go. There's great apps called Spot Hero, ParkWiz. Look them up. Look at the course map. Unfortunately, we can't tell you where to park. Okay. It's just not one of those things that we want to tell or like say, and then you say we couldn't get there. So do your homework.
Okay. And here's the other cool thing you have on the app. And okay, so there's a selfie. Cheese. There's a little selfie section, and you can take a picture, and it has a logo, and then also your finishing time. And I'm not sure how that gets there, but trust me, it'll get there. So the app, use the app. All right. And then Beth wants to know, how close is the Host Hotel to the start line?
Host Hotel. Is Beth talking about the Westin Book Cadillac?
Or GM? Maybe. Is the GM Marriott? Is that a Host Hotel?
There's the Westin Book Cadillac. There's the Marriott Renaissance Center. Okay. So we would technically don't have a host hotel. We have many hotels that are with us. They're within blocks, 3, 4, 5 blocks.
Convenient. So
we have, for veteran runners of Detroit, our start line and finish line are now, as we call, decoupled. So our start line is one area, our finish line is another. All are very close to the hotels.
Okay. Convenient, easy, which is very nice. There's some races where you cannot do convenient or easy. So thank you, Barbara, in advance. Okay, let's jump to Sunday. Is there anything I missed on Saturday?
We got the health and fitness. You talked about that. No. What we did kind of miss on Friday, is we are doing what we call a warm-up party. Okay. It's at the Central Kitchen and Bar. It's kind of like at the foot of our finish line. It's $40. I'm trying to remember where you go to get a ticket, but yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. Hors d'oeuvres, an open bar. Nice. Come meet with your fellow runners. Yeah. So we have that on Friday night.
And where is that at? Central or Centro?
Central. Central, like middle central kitchen and bar.
Central Kitchen. All right. Putting that up so everyone can see it. All right. So Central Kitchen and Bar. And if you're looking for a place to eat on Friday night, anyways, why not just go there and do it with other cool people? And runners are so identifiable because we always show up wearing some sort of logo from either this race weekend or another. And they're always wearing running shoes, no matter how fancy their clothing is. So introduce yourself. That's part of the deal. I know I'm a little out there, but you can be out there too. Just put out your hand and say, hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm running the half. What are you running this weekend? Yeah. Okie dokie.
On to Sunday.
That's right. That's right. What you doing? Okie dokie. And for the Friday night tickets, can you just get them at the place? Or can you buy that online?
So we've been sending out emails to the runners. Okay. So if I could probably get a link up somewhere. I don't know if how do I do that? If I could send you a link.
The website has a link.
Does the website have the link? Okay.
Yes, this is what I said. But if you want to send me one, we can. But
I'm sorry, the party thing is not in my wheelhouse.
It's not. Oh, and then 5th annual Blessing of the Sneakers.
Yes, very true. Okay, Leanne may know more about this. I believe this is at St. Peter and Paul Church.
Okay.
It's at a church on Saturday evening where you go in and you have your sneakers blessed.
Oh, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds very lovely. I'm sure quite a few people will take them up on that offer. Very nice. Okay, so Saturday night, go to bed early.
Mm-hmm.
Bed early, get your rest, set 2 alarms in the morning, not just your 5:30. I'll set 5:30 and 5:31. That's how I do it. I set them 1 minute apart. Set a third if you need to. Oh, and there you go. With all the information, everyone's so healthy. St. Peter and Paul.
St. Peter and Paul. Yeah.
Go get your running shoes blessed. Okay, and then Sunday's big race day. So 7 a.m. or 6:58 will be our first go. That will be for our disabilities division. But what do we have going on before the race, Barbara?
Get there. Fitz is going to play some awesome music.
Mm-hmm.
She told me her playlist is very fun. And of course, it will continue on with our Lose Yourself from our hometown M&M.
Yeah.
Get their announcements. Just get ready to go. I mean, we have our wave starts. We will have 8 corrals. I know we have a lot of first-time runners, so you may not be familiar with corrals, but they're based on your time or your pace, I should say. When you pick up your bib at the expo, it will have a corral number on it based on what you registered as your pace time. Find your corral, get in it, enjoy the excitement, have fun, and get ready for the on your mark, get set runners.
Runner, set, go.
Oh, there it is.
We're gonna work on that. That's okay. So yeah, you get there early, gear check. You put your, wear your stuff, and it's gonna be chilly. Now, I don't think it's just this reptilian Floridian talking. It will actually be cold, but it'll be PR weather. This is the weather you are likely to be most successful in, especially for a long distance race. So if you're unfamiliar with runner fashion, bring your ugliest, most useless outfit, like all the stuff. Go to Goodwill, go somewhere, go to the thrift store, get yourself a $2 hoodie that you don't care about, that you don't love, bundle up in all sorts of ugly items at the start line. And then as you start warming up, you can toss your gear usually to the side. If it's at the start line, throw it outside the fences so nobody trips over it. And if not, it's a great opportunity to leave those things at the hydration station so they can be gathered. Do you donate clothes?
We do. To our Fort Street Presbyterian Church, which is right at our start line, to their Open Door program, which is a homeless program.
Okay. Yeah. And they will love the clothes that have kept you warm on race morning. Do not bring out your favorite Lululemon jacket.
Because it won't be returned.
No, you won't get it back. You won't get it back. And you've paid far too much for that nonsense. So yeah, wear your unattractive things. If you have one of these, and I'm the weirdo who keeps this stuff in my office. If you have one of these, look, mine's from my only marathon I ever ran. You might have heard of it. Do not cross the start line with this wrapped around you. This will glitch out our timing system and we will not catch you coming across the start line. So these are really cool in theory, but do not cross the start line wearing a Mylar blanket. Do you give those out at the end of the race?
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. Do you share them with race announcers if they're standing on a tower shivering? No. All right. Must be earned. Noted.
Bring your Boston one.
Oh, no way. Never show up with someone else.
Of course we will. But you're at the start line, so all of our Mylar heat sheet blankets are at the finish line. But Fitz, if you need one, we'll make sure you get one.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Also, your marathon is a Boston qualifier.
Absolutely. Certified, ready to go.
That's perfect. And PR weather.
Yeah. What I see today, it changes. As we know, it's Michigan. The low is 40. Okay. The high is 59. And partly sunny is what I saw today. We love it.
Yeah, you can't ask for anything better. Okay, so Ken wants to know, is there a specific mile marker where you need to dispose of the extra clothing so their bib is visible?
Is there a specific mile marker where we need to? So you get to the bridge around mile 2. So it's a straight shot to the bridge down Fort Street. We pick up all clothing to the bridge. So there's no mile marker kind of right there. The first fluid station is kind of as you're getting towards the bridge. You can try it that you can drop there, but not a specific. But that would be the closest one is our first fluid station.
Okay. And then, well, we'll get to the those stations eventually. So pre-race, we're still there. We have lots of fun. Get there early, find parking, get to the start line, check your gear, be ready to dispose of your unattractive, unimportant worm stuff as necessary. Will we have porta potties at the start line area?
Of course. We don't have one for everybody. Just going to put that out there.
There's going to be a line, you mean?
Yes, I do. There's going to be a line. So not everybody has their personal porta potty, but we try. Yes, there's porta potties everywhere. And on the course, we'll get to that, I'm sure. But porta potties at the start, plan accordingly. If you're staying downtown in a hotel and it's close by, you know, we have some of the hotel. One of our hotels is right at the start line, and it's called Doubletree. It's a Doubletree hotel, Fort Shelby Doubletree. It's right at the start line. So if you need to stay there for a little while longer and then jump into your corral, but get there early so that you can hear Fitz do her magic and pump the crowd up.
Apparently, I've been dubbed a Category 5 tornado. So
not good for you Floridians, though.
I know. That's okay. That's from Rudy Novotny. He's actually
Rudy. Next year, Rudy.
That would be amazing. He is my favorite race announcer. So sometimes people say, did I get the wrong one? And if you chose me, perhaps you did. He's got this big old beautiful voice, and he's the best in the business. Okie dokie. So Stephanie is saying that she saw someone running without a bib getting pulled in the Canada side. So your bib is it's everything.
It's your everything to get across the border. But let's talk about that a little bit, because this gets confusing, and there's a lot of like, no, you don't. Yes, you do. You must run with your passport or enhanced ID or your WITI compliant, anything that gets you over the border. If you get pulled and you don't have that, that's not good. Let's say something happens where the race is stopped because of something, let's say lightning, and you're in Canada. You need that to get back across. People say, I don't run with it and I've been fine. There's always going to be that one time that maybe you're not fine. So run with your passport and ID. We suggest root belts, spy belts. A lot of people put it in a plastic baggie, duct tape it on your bib. Just please run with it. It's what we need to tell our runners and our participants. So it's very important. Again, it's a privilege to do this, to run both borders. So just comply.
Yes. Yeah, that's
it's not going to slow you down.
No, it's not. And basically every item of fitness apparel on planet Earth now has a zipper pocket.
Yes.
And the back, on the side, and your bra, wherever, just wear it. And because you don't, it's one thing not to be able to go, but it's the worst thing is not to be able to get home. So don't deal with that headache. Bring your ID. That's very important. We should say that a lot. Okay. Is the course fairly idiot proof in terms of being clearly marked so we don't accidentally take a wrong turn?
Yes. We have course monitors. We have hundreds of course monitors at every turn. You'll be able to see where to go. You just follow, the runners behind you. Our fluid stations are plentiful. It's there. Is there some twists and turns? Sure. But you'll know where you're going. You'll know where you're going. And study the maps, right? Look at the maps. The runners are responsible to know where they're going. But, the getting lost tends to happen in
much smaller races where the athletes
Mhm.
are there becomes these big gaps. Our lead athletes, the speedsters, will be following a vehicle, so they will know where to go, and then everybody else just follows them. There's not likely to be a time, maybe the last 30 finishers, where they won't be have eyes on someone in front of them the whole time.
We have a weary wagon. We have a tail end bikes, biker that kind of follows that last runner in. We want everyone to finish. We want everyone to accomplish their goal, what they set out to do. We're very runner friendly, but we do have a obligation to open up our roads to citizens. And so, we're there for you. Just we're not there for 10, 12 hours.
Right. Fair enough. So I think we've covered everything at the start. Will there be water available, a water monster or something before people take off to run?
I don't think to be honest, I don't think we have a start fluid station.
Okay.
So that's where you bring your small water bottles, water up before you hit that start line. We just don't have the room for it.
Okay.
But yeah. But at the finish line, yes.
Plenty. Yeah. And folks, a personal request is, let your hair down. Have some fun. That start line on Sunday morning where thousands and thousands of runners are going to be there. This is a time for you to hoot and holler and just enjoy the experience. So relax, make some friends. I'm going to talk to you. You should talk back. And we'll have a great day. So the way things go with the corral, Barbara mentioned, is we put the speedsters up in front. So when they take off, we don't have to worry about anyone crashing into their backs. If we put slower people up front, when I yelled go for the fast people, they would eventually smash into the slower folks. So it'll go that way. The waves will run about 3 minutes apart. We will have a great time. I actually feel sad for the people that will be taking off first, because we're going to be having so much fun at the back of the corrals that the people up front are going to miss it. They're going to miss out. So too bad, so sad for the speedsters. But yeah, we're going to have a great time as every wave continues. Now, pacers. Let's talk about pace groups. What do you got?
So we got On Pace is our official pace team. Carrie and Paul Miller. This is their first year with us. They are phenomenal. I think we have 60, 70 pacers. Wow. And they're there for every 10-minute increment. It's on our website. Look under, I think it frequently FAQs under race day preparation. You'll see the paces that they are. So at the expo, if you can come into the booth and meet the pacers and talk to them and say what you're looking to accomplish, they'll be in every corral. So like I said, there'll be a letter on your bib that says you're in corral C. And then there'll be some pacers in there of whatever time you want to accomplish or run, or your PR, or you're just want to do this. So yeah, I'm excited for On Pace as our pace team. Very enthusiastic, very excited for them to be with us this year.
That's fantastic. And great pace group goes a long way. So folks, you do not have to register to be a part of a pace group. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to do anything. You will see some guy or some gal walking around with a flag that says 420. And if you would like to run your race, that race that they're running in 420, and you've prepared, you just go over and you can stand there. You could say nothing. You can say, hi, I'm Susie Q, and I'd like to run with you. And usually our pacers are not only like wizards of getting to the finish line at that particular time, but they also tend to be great tour guides, and they are great conversationalists, and they keep things light and motivational, and they're a real good resource. So use our pacers if you'd like to. We've got, another question. So we all go, everyone's moving now. How many water stops are there? And will there also be Gatorade Endurance in the course?
Correct. We have Absol Water plug and Gatorade Endurance, I think lemon and lime at every fluid station. We have some out and backs on some of our course this year. We have 18 official on the full marathon, official water stations. But like I said, some are out and back, so there's a little bit more because you're catching them going, catching them coming back.
Okay.
Goo will be available at mile 16 for the full marathoners. Yeah, so love the aid stations. Give them love as you pass them. They work very hard. They're out there for a long time. They get there early and they stay to the bitter end.
Yeah. And then are there first aid at the hydration stations?
There are 8 first aid stations on the course, not at every hydration station. We put them in areas where we feel that in history where we feel they should go. Again, on our course maps, you will see, I'm going to show you visual. Can you see this?
It's a little blurry.
It's a little blurry. It's our course map. It has all the fluid stations. It has where the medical stations are, where our relay stations are, exchange points. So yeah, eight stations. They're not necessarily coinciding with the fluid stations, but they're close.
Okay. And yes, you'll be able to refill your water bottle, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And then are there porta potties at the hydration stations, or are they just speckled?
No, they're at the hydration stations. They are at the first aid stations or medical stations. They're at the relay exchange point. So even though you're not running the relay, you can still use the porta potties there. We won't kick you out.
Okay.
But yes, like I said, plentiful, but again, not one for everyone.
Right. Yeah. You might wait in line for a few moments. Now, we haven't discussed the relay.
Mm-hmm.
What do the relay athletes need to know about getting to their starting point?
Yes. Complicated, but okay. We'll discuss that. So we have relay buses that take you to each exchange point. So we have our first relay leg starts at the start line with everybody else, runs into Canada, meets up with leg 2. That has bussed over to Canada, right? Okay. So they bus to Canada. You meet up with leg 2. They run through the tunnel. That leg 1 runner then gets on the bus to come back to the United States to our relay reunion area near the finish line. And it goes, same thing. Relay leg number 2 meets up with relay leg number 3, takes the bus, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Look at the website. Plethora of information. Look at relay. If you're running a relay, know where the buses are, know what pace your teammates are running so that you can look for them. We do have people at relay calling out numbers. The app is a good thing to track those runners so you know when they're coming. So again, educate yourself on where your runners, how fast they are, what you're going to do, make a plan. We have the buses. Don't leave anything on the buses. It's, it won't come back, but they're there to keep you warm. You don't have to get off them. So
now I got a question for you. When those when the relay teams reunite, are the legs 1 through 4, are they allowed to join the 5th runner to run through the finish line as a team?
No.
Only leg number 5 does the finish line.
Yeah, correct. It's crowded, and you know how sometimes relay teams want to run 5 abreast.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately no, it's just too crowded, too complicated. So that's why we have a relay reunion. We have refreshments and food, and we have our big Concord after party with bands and a band and refreshments and food trucks and official merchandise and beer.
Everything. You can celebrate together there. And a reminder, we mentioned this earlier, but our finish line is only for registered runners. It's do not grab your baby or your wife or your brother or your grandpa or your boyfriend. None of those people, if they have not gone the distance, they are not welcome. It's a secured area. We will have security. And then there's a noisy mouth of mine who will say, don't do that. So please be respectful to everyone who has earned that privilege and not invite hazards. Really, it's hazards. And then it's no fun to have your finish line photo with somebody else's grandpa in his sandals and backpack. So courtesy. And can friends and family come to the after party? We've jumped ahead a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. It's open to the public. Absolutely. We love the more the merrier. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
Just enjoy yourselves and yeah, celebrate, have fun. It's going to be a beautiful day. Yeah, please bring your friends and family.
Yeah, we want that. Now, uh, people have been going, we've had a bunch of questions, but we want you to use the app, download the app so you know where things are, where to park, what schedule things are on, but also get your friends and family. You can have your Aunt Sue, who lives in Ireland, download the app and she can follow you as you run and probably send you exciting text messages and so forth. Technology really is pretty cool for our type of people, our runners. So everybody in the world can download this app and follow you. They just need to look up your name. If they have your bib number, so be it. But really, they just need to know your name and they will be able to see how you're doing. And then also, I'm just going to throw this out there. When I ran Boston, the race glitched at mile 23 for me and told everybody that I quit. And left the course. And my brother, who flew in from Fort Lauderdale to watch me run, he left. He went to the airport. He was like, "Oh, she quit." So sometimes the app or the timing is not perfect. So if you have spectators that are going to be following you, let them know to hang tight. If you disappear for a few minutes or whatever, you'll probably pop back up real soon. So
Yeah, we have a little bit of an issue inside the Detroit Windsor Tunnel. When you're
okay.
kind of underwater. And yeah, so it may cut out a little bit there, but it will pick right back up. I promise.
Look at this. You are getting high praise here. Isn't she doing a wonderful job, Lindsay?
She's one of our ambassadors, and her dad is running his 44th this year.
Okay, so I have his name somewhere. He's that guy, and then we have one guy who's a legacy. He's run
All 45. Yes.
Okay, and what's his name?
His name is Jim Soder. I'm sorry. Mark Bowman is the 45. Jim Soder is the 44.
Okay. Can I ask you how old Mark Bowman is?
He's in his 70s.
Incredible. So great.
I think early 70s.
So great. Wow. So he potentially has 55, 60 years in him at least.
And he's got a big streak in Boston also.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. I probably have seen this man before. I'm sure I probably have. I can't wait to see him on Sunday.
But Lindsay's dad is also raising money for multiple sclerosis and has for 44 years.
Wow. What a special cause, because I think it's really impressive when people move on behalf of a disease that steals your ability to move. So yes. Thank you for doing that. Oh, look, there you go. Jim is 71. Our runners, they know everything. All right, we're going to do a quick runner survey. How are you feeling now? Are you guys feeling excited, or are you still feeling nervous? I want to see the comments come up. Give me excited or nervous. Beth, now, Barbara, I want you to know about a couple of people here. This is Beth Kent. Beth she is bubblier than I am. Me times 1,000. 1,000, I assure you. And she's thankfully followed me around the country to my races, and she makes me look like a very boring person. Okay, we've got three pumped. No, Milena. Yeah. What do you say about our friends who are a little nervous, Barbara?
Oh, Maya, you are with a bunch of people that maybe are as nervous as you are, but also very excited to do this. So don't worry. Don't worry. Your adrenaline and the people around you and the spectators and volunteers will carry you through.
Yeah. And you just one foot in front of the other. And then we'll be waiting for you at the finish line with happy noise and lots of loves and beautiful medals. Yeah. Excited. And a big cheer to our runners who have chosen to run for various charities. You guys have raised a fortune over your 45 years.
Yes. Yeah. Millions. So proud of that. We love that.
Yeah, you should be. Nervous. Oh, we're going to have to turn that frown upside down. No. Are you worried about Lori?
Lori, I talked to you. So I've been managing customer service. So it's one of the most stressful things I've ever done.
Right.
I think I spoke to Lori. Don't worry, Lori. We're there for you. You won't be stranded out there. We're gonna wait for you, so don't worry.
Yeah, and you know, it's it doesn't matter how fast or slow you go as long as you cross the finish line. And here's the deal. Let's just pretend you're doing the full and you have to stop at 23. Okay. Well, you had 23 miles of epic adventure. You got to cross a bridge and go through a tunnel and get to know all these cool people and have that start line experience. So, you know, I can speak very confidently on this. Beat cancer, scary. War, scary. Going a distance with a bunch of really fun people, not so scary. So rechannel your energy into excitement.
And Lori, get with a pacer. That's your pace. You know, get with the sweeper, whatever you feel. They'll work you through it.
Oh, and here's an interesting guy, Tim Patton. So he's a sergeant with the Cleveland Police Department. I met him at Coast Guard Marathon in March, and he said, I forget what his time was. I think he wanted to run the marathon and whatever it was. So I said, okay, I'm going to look for you. He came in 20 minutes ahead of his goal time. So he PR'd by 20 minutes in Coast Guard. And then he showed up in Buffalo a few months later and he PR'd again. So we're expecting Tim to PR at your race on Sunday. No doubt, Tim. No doubt. You got lots of.
It's okay. Hey, I'm nervous and excited. I get it. I get what you guys are thinking.
It's going to be so much fun. And yes. You know what? I feel so privileged to be at that finish line where I get to be the first to congratulate everybody, which is very meaningful to me. But it's the best seat in the house on that joy and that triumph and sometimes those emotions, but it's a huge deal. And folks, if you make it to the finish line, which I anticipate every last one of you will, you are forbidden to look down at your watch and make a grouchy face. When you get to the finish line, you are required, it's contractually obligated to celebrate. You put your hands up, you smile, you shout, you pump your fist. If you do not, I will send you back and make you do it again. Right? We're allowed to do that.
Yes, you've got this.
You will celebrate or there will be consequences.
And listen to your body. Listen to your body. If you need to walk, it's okay. It's totally okay.
I did lots of walking in my marathon and I didn't feel bad about it at all. There was a lot of walking. You know what? You're getting more bang for your buck if you go slower. Right? You get a little more time. You know, we also have the group Black Men Run.
Yes, we do.
They have their annual reunion.
They chose Detroit to be their annual race. I think almost 200 runners. So proud to have them here. Looking forward to it. I love it. This is going to be so exciting. And yes, we do have a runners Facebook group. And it's a great source of information. So look at that group. I think it's Detroit Free Press Marathon Runners. Okay. So good one.
All right. We've got a lot of both nervous and excitement. I will not be there selling my book, but I will. And you could go to fitsness.com to get Thank you. Arms up. Yes. Beth knows the routine. Oh my gosh. Oh, and then Katie says, yeah, she will make you go back and do it again. That's right. I go from so happy to so mean in a heartbeat. Okay. Is there a time limit for the half marathon? Either.
Yes. It's hold on. Let me do some math. 4 hours for the international half, 3.5 for the US half. We give the full a little bit more time. I mean, a half marathon that's running international, a little bit more time because it's more congested. And you're running over a bridge. So you got to incline. And through the tunnel, you go down, but you still come up because you're underwater, remember. So 4 for the international, 3.5 for the U.S. domestic.
Okay. I have a feeling they're all going to make it.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah, that's plenty of time. You can walk it and still be fine. Let me see what else. Gorgeous gear. Hey, listen, some people have this superstition that says you can't wear your race shirt unless you've already finished the race. I do not live by that superstition. So I think when you pick up your race packet, if you would like to wear your cool new race shirt on race day, even though the rule of thumb really is don't wear anything new on race day, especially in the shorter distances. I love seeing race shirts show up on our course, and you've got really, really pretty shirts. So why not?
Yeah, we do. Thanks.
Yeah. People have a lot of rules, don't they? I have a lot of rules. Are there any questions we have not answered, friends? This is your opportunity. We've gone over an hour, but we've had a lot to discuss. Again, the finish line party. People will be able to go to Gear Check, get their stuff, put on some dry, warm clothes. And what else should they expect?
We have a live band. We have beer. We have food trucks. We have official merchandise. We have sponsors. We have photo ops. Detroit isn't known for a lot of green space, so we moved our finish line to where there's some green space. It's in the heart of Detroit. It's called Campus Martius. It's a beautiful setting. We're very, very excited for it. And there's a lot of restaurants around too. We want you to come to the after party, but then go explore Detroit. If you're there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, explore Detroit. It's an awesome city. I'm glad everyone is coming to experience it. And I appreciate all of your support, all of your love, and supporting the Detroit Free Press Marathon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know you've worked hard. So many of you have worked so hard to make this an extraordinary event.
It's not me. I got a huge team that works their butts off.
Yeah. Well, you're steering the ship, Barbara. So you get
whatever.
that counts. That counts. You could steer it into a wall, or you could steer it all the way over the bridge into Canada, which sounds like you have. Okay. Can you pick up your Temptation packet on Saturday before the races?
Yes. You can. Yes. Yes. So let me go back to that for a minute. Temptation, if you don't pick it up at the expo on Friday, it will be at Saturday. Okay. If you're running the Supreme or the Wonder, which includes an international, if you can't get there on Friday to do that, you can pick up your 1 mile 5K at the start line of the Saturday races, then head to the expo to pick up your Supreme or Wonder bib. Make sense?
It does make sense. And a reminder that everybody's invited to the Health and Fitness Expo. So
open to the public. Yep.
You can go the public, anyone, if you got friends who have nothing to do a race weekend, but they'd like to do some shopping or check it out, maybe they'll be inspired. Definitely bring them. A very good question was just asked. Okay, so the US only half marathon starts at 10:30. Sadly, I won't be with you all. That'll make me sad, but someone else will start you off and it'll be great. What time is it recommended to arrive downtown for that US only half?
So that race starts at 10:30. And the reason it starts a little bit later, so it can meet up when the full marathoners are coming through. So it meets up kind of with the full marathoners and it kind of joins with them 10:30. So I would recommend an hour and a half or so before. Remember, roads start to close. We have construction. Find your parking spot. Make sure you know where you're going for the start line. Just give yourself some time. And the full marathon and the international half marathon are running in that area. So go cheer them on and then make it to the start line.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Okay, Tim. No. Done. We're done with the Arrive Can.
Yay.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? Not early enough, but it happened. Great.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. And then someone who did not get explain dynamic bib assignments to Cindy.
Okay. So when you go get your number, you show them your QR code or you give them your name. They could look it up and they print off your bib with a number and your name or whatever you wanted personalized on it. So no longer, and this is pretty going to be standard in the industry, is no longer do we assign numbers beforehand. It's all done dynamically when you pick it up. So all our bibs are color coded. So our full marathon is blue. We have greenies, which is our first time marathoners.
Oh, cute.
They are green. And then our international half marathons are red. So every bib is color coded so that our border agents know that these colors can come across the border. So if you're wearing a yellow international or US half, they're going to stop you. So don't try. Yeah. So that's how dynamic bibs work, is that they print out a number right when you get there.
Very smart. And then Ashley, the US only half has a completely different start than everybody else. So
Nope. They
no?
just have the same start now. Same start.
So they're not starting at 10:30?
No, I'm sorry. I thought you meant start line.
Okay.
Same start line, 10:30 for US half. I'm sorry, Fitz.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're running the US only half, yeah, you come later. That's what Barbara was just addressing. But show up by 9, get there, park, and then everyone else will have taken off at 7-ish, and the US only half starts at 10:30. Okay. Everyone who's asking questions about bib pickup, what I'm going to tell you to do is look at the app, look at the website, and then you can replay this show because we cover all of that. I'm not going to drag Barbara through rehashing every bit of that because it's in the evening, but all of that information was covered. So you can just hit restart on this. It says for the challenge series, they said you need the bib number to pick up your packet. You just need your ID or the QR code, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
You don't need a bib number. We're not giving out pre-assigned bib numbers.
And then does the enhanced ID, does that suffice instead of the passport, or do they need to bring both?
Nope. Enhanced ID, and not every state has enhanced IDs. It is not the same thing as a real ID.
Okay.
So look those two things up. It's not a real ID. It's an enhanced ID.
Yeah. And if you have a passport, just bring it. That's what I do. And I try, I'm like, here, I'm going to bring some extra stuff and then I won't have any headaches.
Yeah.
So
I just want to clarify, enhanced and real ID are two different things.
Okay.
Us in Michigan, we can get an enhanced ID. Maybe somebody in Kansas can't because they're not near a border.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny. I think I have real ID, but I don't think I have the enhanced one. So I will be staying in Detroit. I will be staying. Okay. Folks, we are going to wrap this up. I feel good that we have covered a million things. And boy, Barbara, you make it easy on us.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. You've done a wonderful job. I mean, all the information is there. We didn't talk about anything tonight that isn't written down somewhere on the website or on the app.
Correct. Yeah. I'm excited. It's countdown. It's crunch time. I think, like I said, I thank everybody for supporting us and coming out and enjoying Detroit. And Fitz, I know I can't be boots on the ground with you, but we'll see. Well, I'll see you on Saturday, right? I'm in the command center, so I'm kind of really not there, but that's okay. I'm there to keep you all safe.
Well, and yeah, it's an important role. And folks, if you see Barbara out on Saturday, tell her how much you appreciate her. You may not get a chance. She's work is work, and she's now obligated to be behind the scenes, which I know has got to be super painful for you not to be able to be.
That's okay.
Everybody.
That's okay. Looking forward to something different.
That's, again, a great attitude.
That's right.
A great attitude. If Barbara can have a great attitude about that, I know y'all can have a great attitude. We're going to have a ton of fun. Hydration starts now. Hydration starts now. Nutrition starts now. Eat all the things you're supposed to eat. Do all the stretching. Get lots and lots of rest, and take good care of yourself. This is you're doing something that's very athletic, whether you're doing a 5K or the half or the full, it's a big deal. So treat your body right, give it the fuel it needs, and then come with the happiest attitude ever, because we are going to have the most fun and make the most happy noise Detroit has ever heard. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right over there. Here, point straight up, Barbara. Point up. Right up there. That is our weekend hashtag, free marathon.
Oh, right there. Yep.
Free P marathon. So when you take photos, and I expect you will, when you download your free photos off our website post race, when you upload them to social media, please tag us. Use our handle at Detroit Free Press Marathon, but also use the hashtag Free Marathon. That creates a family photo album. So we can see and like your photos. We can share your photos. You can follow me. I will like and share your photos, but it's a really fun thing for our race community when everything comes together like that. And folks, I appreciate your appreciation. I'm honored and privileged to be a part of this weekend. It's my first. So for all of you first time free marathoners, it'll be my first time too. I can't wait to see what I've gotten myself into.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Have a wonderful night, everybody. We love you so much. Barbara, you've done an extraordinary job. You were born for this.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Love you all.
Everyone, go to sleep. Good night.
Night.
Bye.